Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. It says at least 2 killed in explosion at U.S. chocolate factory. It could have been an act of sabotage, or it could have been a so-called freak accident. But we know there's no such thing as a freak accident. The Lord brought judgment on them 2 people that perished in this explosion, pursuant to Deuteronomy 32 and 39. 1 Samuel 2 and 6, just to name a few scriptures. And the ultimate terrorist is Yahweh Shah. For one of his titles, he's the king of terrors. And he's terrorizing Esau with these UFO sightings, with the rise of Israel, started with the apostles, with all these videos exposing Esau for the rat bastard rat devil that he is. So he's being exposed, and he's afraid. I have a few scriptures. Abba Ratazah, you Akimat will be edified. So let's get into it. Let's just get into it. This is Job chapter 18, verse. I'm gonna start at 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out. Who is the wicked? Pursuant to Malachi, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse. Who's running the world? Esau. Job 9 and 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So we know who's the wicked. Who's in power? Esau, Edom. Who has dominance over the whole world? Esau, Edom. So we know who the wicked is. It says, back in Job chapter 18, verse 5, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. It says, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, in his house, and his candle shall be put out with him. How often is the candle of the wicked put out? Where these devils, roughly paraphrasing that scripture, these devils live to be 102, 103, 98, and well in their late 90s, 99. Some live to be 105. I think this dude, David Rockefeller, lived to be 102 years old. That's the wicked. It says, the light shall be put out in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be strained. His military might, and how he oppressed people throughout the 4 corners of the earth. It says, and his own counsel shall cast him down. His own counsel, what's his counsel? First and foremost, to enslave everybody with that offer the microchip, which is the MOTB. The RFID CHIP is the MOTB. And that's how some of his counsel is going to be cast down. First and foremost, he's going to get a lot of people to take that charagma. But when he's about to press down on having the whole world take it, his counsel is going to be cast down. For he is cast into a net. For he is cast into a net by his own feet. For he is cast into a net by his own feet. And what's that net? His New World Order enterprise. It's not going to come to fruition. Because all these different nations are going to come up against him. You see what's going on in the news now. America is losing its grip on the world. Uganda bucking up against America, telling them to stick that alphabet community shit where the sun don't shine. See, a lot of things is happening in the society. You got protesters in France. So you got uproars of the people. You got people bucking up against America. You got Vladimir Putin and the Chinese president over in South Africa And I think it's I forgot the name of the place, but he's in South Africa, and they over there securing up the BRICS summit. So a lot of things is happening, man. It says, for he is cast to a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27, if I'm not mistaken. This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. And that pit is that New World Order enterprise. We want to enslave the whole world. Not that you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, but his own people as well. With that charagma. Total control is what they want. It says, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it shall return upon him. Hey, when you go back into history, during the time of Esther, when Haman tried to do the same thing. And what happened to Haman? The same gallows that he built, him and his family, was strung up on them gallows. He built them gallows to destroy Israel because he had a perpetual hatred. And Haman's forefather was Agag. So he knew the history, so he had that perpetual hatred against Israel. Well, against Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. He had that perpetual hatred against all Israel. And he wanted them to be hanging, he wanted them to hang on their gallows, on them gallows that he built. But guess what? He himself and his family hung on them gallows. This during the time of Xerxes. So it says back in Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. And a flattering mouth worketh ruin, and that's Esau. He has a lying tongue. How he got this kingdom established? Through his lies, through his deceit, through his democracy, which is all bullshit. So back in Job chapter 18, verse back in 18 verse 7, I'm gonna start at. The steps of his strength shall be strained, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon it, a snare. Verse 9, the gin shall take him by the hill, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. And that's Esau, this devil, man. He think he gonna get this New World Order enterprise off the ground, but the Lord is gonna crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. And the Lord is gonna also put the spirit on these different nations to rise up against this devil. Jeremiah 50:9 on down. It's over for you devils, man. It says, and you see this right here going on? You got a lot of train derailments. You got explosions in these food plants on fire, train derailments throughout America. Explosions here, explosions there. You got mudslides, you got earthquakes. You have flaming fire do these forest fires. Verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side. That's what's happening. You being terrorized by Yahweh Shah. Because he's bringing plagues upon your kingdom. And you're in great fear. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. That's what's happened to these devils, man. Destruction is ready at your side, man, because Yahweh Shah, when he cracked them skies, he's going to bring death, destruction, and deliverance. And that's what's going on. It says, his strength shall fail him. So it's like his strength shall be hunger bidden, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who's the king of terrors? Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? Yahweh is the king of terrors. You see? So all these explosions, train derailments is happening because the Lord is allowing it to happen. Even though if Esau is sabotaging himself, but guess what? The Lord is allowing this devil to do that. Because he's being controlled on the left-hand side. Esau is the Lord's whipping stick. So Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah is allowing this devil to do what he's doing. He's allowing this devil to do what he do. But guess what? It's not going to last. All his lies, his deception, he's being exposed for the red devil, slimy bastard that he is. He's being exposed for all his lies, all his trickery, all his deceit. You ain't nothing but a warmonger. And it's coming out that who's terrorizing the earth? America. But that's going to come to an abrupt end. This is Job chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? Who is the wicked? Esau. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. This devil is a hypocrite, and he's the wicked. But you got hypocrisy, going on in Israel as well. So let's read it again. Knowest Job chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, Esau's excellency has mounted up to the heavens, because he's great in riches. He has a great military might. He got 6 branches of his military, recently established by Donald Trump, Space Force. We think he's gonna combat and fight against Yahweh Shah and the angels. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. I mean, pitifully, man. He's gonna lose, for lack of better words. Pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, the first verse on down. It says, though it's back in Job chapter 20, verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reaches to the clouds, yet he shall perish forever. Yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. You flush your shit down the toilet, it's gone. It's done. It's done away with. You're never going to see it no more. It says, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. Because after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, you're going to be rounded up and you're going to become extinct. You like making these animals extinct? Well, you're going to become extinct. Devil. It says, they which have seen him shall say, where is he? Because he's going to be rounded up and elect that make it. And the first fruits of Israel, that's in the power seat with Yahweh Shah, after 1,000 years of rounding, after 1,000 years of this devil being in hardcore slavery, because it's going to take a long period of time to build this kingdom up, the kingdom of Israel, being joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. So after this kingdom is built up, the Lord is going to allow all these different nations to go back to their own lands. He's going to turn back their captivity. But Esau, this wretched devil, is going to be rounded up and burnt, the biggest bonfire ever on the face of the earth. You like making bonfires? You like making animals extinct? Well, you're going to be the biggest bonfire, and you're going to become extinct. Like the very animals you like to make extinct. It says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eyes also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor. And we see that. You got these rich devils donating to the United Negro College Fund, which is nothing but a bunch of bullshit. The NAACP, they may help a homeless cat on the streets of New York or wherever they at. He thinking he's doing a good deed. He's thinking by he helping this so-called black man out that is going to take away the multitude of sins that his forefathers, which he is himself is his forefather, has done in the past. It's not going to work, devil. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. Yeah, this devil, like he's the beacon of light. All the while he's the devil. That's we took on that word, we took on the image of being white, pure, unintended to harm. He's the biggest devil out there, man. And he's not white, he's red. He says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yeah, man. This devil, man. I mean, this devil has unlimited wickedness and atrocity he have committed during the time of the Greeks, during the time of the Romans, during the time of the Renaissance period, which we in right now. This devil, you got a lot to pay for. So all these little different terrors that's happening right now is preparing you for the ultimate terror that's going to come upon you. When the king of terrors, which is Yahweh, give the go-ahead to his son Yahweh Shai to crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. When the Lord put that spirit on these different nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 50:9, to shoot missiles on you, then you're going to know fear. Then you're going to know terror, like you have never seen it before in your life. And then in the kingdom, you're going to be terrorized every day except the Sabbath and except the high holy days. You're going to be terrorized with getting your ass kicked, burning from that hot sun in the fields, doing what you do. We're going to sever our continuing employment pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. We're going to sever our continuing employment, starting with Yahweh Shai on down. So that's your fate, devil. That's your fate. And there's nothing you could do about it. So with that, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Once again, Shalom.